Somebody should have recognized that this was an outrageous amount of transactions every day. There should have been some sort of alert.
She was a police sergeant, 18 years on the force, every extra shift, every overtime hour, every dollar she earned beyond her regular paycheck, she saved it. She called herself the overtime queen.
I was the overtime queen at work, so all my overtime money went into my savings for my family.
And someone walked into her bank, pretended to be her, and stole every single dollar of it. $87,000 gone over more than a year. 2 to 4 withdrawals every single day at the same branch with clearly different handwriting on every single slip. And Chase Bank told her, sorry, you didn't report it in time.
I worked hard for that money. And that's what I did for a living, help people who are victims of crimes, fraud, and here I became a victim myself.
Stay with me, because this one is going to make your blood boil. If you haven't subscribed to Crime Max yet, hit that button right now and turn on notifications. Real cases, real tactics, every single week. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Also, when was the last time you checked the balance of your savings account? If you haven't looked recently, do it right now, before this video is over. We'll tell you exactly what to look for at the end. Courtney White spent 18 years as a sergeant with the Markham Police Department. She worked hard, she worked smart, and every overtime dollar she earned went straight into her Chase Bank savings account, an account she had held since 2001.
I deliberately had my savings account set up where I would have to walk into the bank to make transactions.
She built that restriction in specifically because she wanted maximum security around her savings. Every month she walked in, made her transaction, walked out, for years, like clockwork. By the time everything fell apart, that account held somewhere between $100,000 and $180,000. Then one day in the fall of 2022, Courtney heard 2 words that stopped her cold: insufficient funds. She checked her account for the first time in months, and what she found was devastating.
There were daily withdrawals, probably two to four every day, thousands of dollars.
Someone had been walking into that same Chase branch on 103rd Street, the one Courtney used every month, and impersonating her. For more than a year, $87,000 withdrawn, gone. Here is what makes this case so infuriating. The evidence was right there, on every single withdrawal slip.
If you look at all of the withdrawal slips, you can clearly see the difference in the handwriting. So I don't know how they couldn't catch that.
Different handwriting on dozens of slips at the same branch over more than a year, and not one teller flagged it, not one manager questioned it, not one automated system sent an alert. 2 to 4 large cash withdrawals every single day from an account that had barely moved for years. From a customer with a 20-year banking history of quiet, consistent deposits and minimal withdrawals, and nobody caught it. Courtney filed a police report immediately, then filed fraud claim after fraud claim with Chase Bank, every single one denied. Chase's reasoning? She hadn't reported the fraud within 30 days of receiving her statement, the 30-day window, the same policy that failed Tom and Ann Hill, the same policy that failed Irving Rosenberg, applied again to a woman who had no idea the fraud was even happening because the withdrawals looked like legitimate in-branch transactions, and it gets worse. When Courtney asked Chase for a surveillance video from the branch, footage that would show exactly who had been impersonating her for over a year, Chase refused to provide it.
Somebody should have recognized that this was an outrageous amount of transactions every day. There should have been some sort of alert. I've never banked like that. And like I said, I've had Chase for 20 years.
NBC5 Responds decided to take a closer look at that Chase branch on 103rd Street, and what they found in Chicago police records was alarming. More than half a dozen Chase customers who used that same branch had reported unauthorized withdrawals within the past few years, all with scenarios similar to Courtney's. And beyond that, more than a dozen Chase customers reported being robbed or scammed while using the ATM inside that very branch. One branch, one address, dozens of victims, and Chase's official response to all of it. The safety of our employees and customers is our top priority, and our security team works closely with local law enforcement. Meanwhile, Courtney, the overtime queen, the woman who spent 18 years protecting other people from exactly this kind of crime, had to make a decision no mother should ever have to make. She pulled her son out of private school, 18 years of overtime, gone, and her son paid the price for it. Here is what you need to do right now, especially for accounts you don't check regularly. 1. Check every bank account balance today. Not just your checking account, every savings account, every account you haven't looked at in a while. Courtney's fraud went undetected for over a year because she wasn't checking regularly. Don't make that same mistake. 2. Set up transaction alerts on every account, even the ones you rarely use, especially the ones you rarely use. A text or email alert for every withdrawal means you know the moment money moves, whether you initiated it or not. 3. Know your bank's fraud reporting window. Most banks, including Chase, require fraud to be reported within 30 days of your statement. If you miss that window, they can deny your claim entirely regardless of the evidence. Check your account agreement today. 4. Request your own surveillance footage immediately if you suspect fraud. Don't wait. Don't assume the bank will preserve it. Ask for it in writing as soon as you file your fraud claim. Banks have retention policies and footage can disappear. 5. If your fraud claim is denied, escalate. File a complaint with the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau at consumerfinance.gov. Contact your state attorney general. Reach out to local media. Courtney's case got attention because she kept pushing. You have to keep pushing too. Courtney White spent 18 years protecting her community. She saved every overtime dollar she earned. She set up her account specifically to be as secure as possible, and someone walked into her bank, used a different signature, and took everything for over a year. Chase reviewed her case and did not reverse its decision. Her son is out of private school. The branch on 103rd Street is still open, and the person who impersonated her has never been identified.
And that's what I did for a living, help people who are victims of crimes, fraud, and here I became a victim myself.
If you or someone you know has had in-person fraud at a bank branch, a fraud claim denied because of a reporting window, or a bank refused to provide surveillance footage, drop your story in the comments right now. Your experience could protect someone else watching this tonight. Every detail matters. Every story counts. Share this with someone who has a savings account they haven't checked in a while, because right now, that account could be the target. Subscribe to Crime Max. Real cases, real tactics, real protection. New content every week. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and we'll see you in the next one.